Your Honor. All right, then. I guess you know what you're doing. Let me ask you one last time. Do you know what you're doing? I need to be a judge. I want to repeat stuff over and over again. Hey, Robin, what's wrong with you today?
I was the
sick?
victim of a robbery.
What? And you're not talking about it? You didn't come in and tell me about it? What do you mean you were the victim of a robbery? Hello?
I was robbed. Well,
tell me that. I saw there was something going on. You weren't even saying hello to Jackie.
I thought she was mad at me personally.
You all look like perpetrators to me.
I look like perpetrator to you? What happened? How come you're always at the center of crime? This is like the fifth incident this year.
What are you
doing?
That was 3 years
Guys come up to you on this robbery. What happened?
Friends. He'd paid the bill, so
yeah.
I had it then. It was clearing out, so it was basically empty. And then two wacky women walked in, spoke
a foreign language, but had white skin. Urine color.
White.
Nobody's that white.
Yeah, he's a little whiter.
I don't know, Fred. You're very white.
I don't know. I would argue that in front of a judge.
Jackie's like a lobster color.
He's lobster color, but you pull him over and flip him on his back. He's got a soft white underbelly.
You barely said hello back, and then maybe Robin had a relapse. And then Jackie came in and goes, "Hi, Robin," and you just walk right by him.
I didn't walk by him. I gave him a nod.
No, you didn't.
She looked upset. Definitely.
Yeah.
Something.
I knew something was going on. I said, better ask her when I get on the air.
Yeah, she looked upset enough that I didn't want to ask.
I knew something was going on. That's a good story. How come you didn't come in and tell me you were robbed? So anyway, so these two women walk in.
You say?
Now, you're in a restaurant. How many people would you say were in the restaurant at the time of the perpetration?
That many.
5?
No.
What time was this, would you say?
It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, jeez.
All right, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it would be typical that a restaurant, not dinner, it's not lunch.
Right, yeah.
So you had a late lunch.
Yeah.
You didn't eat lunch here?
No.
You didn't have 2 lunches yesterday, did you?
No, I did not.
I think I caught her in having 2 lunches. Hey, she was hungry. I had 2 lunches yesterday. Don't be embarrassed.
I didn't have 2 lunches.
What? You waited to eat till 3 o'clock?
No, I had eaten. We were finished.
No, what time did you start eating?
About 1:30.
Oh, all right. That's acceptable. Shocking part of the story. If you had 2 lunches, you would eat in here. That's the crime. I could have you arrested. So wait a second. You're sitting in the because you're
experience. I have no purse.
Hold it.
Okay.
You're jumping ahead. This isn't a publicity stunt for your book, is it? I can see Robin writing as she's being robbed. Then I was robbed.
Cover story.
All right, wait a second. How come in the papers this morning?
Oh, Howard.
Really? Was that traumatic? You seem traumatized. Come here, I'll cuddle you. I'll paint your breast green.
Oh, no, I'm not going through that today.
Oh, yes, you are. That's going to snap you out of it.
I can't do that, too.
That's your therapy. That's your therapy, my darling. It's painting green. It's St. Patty's Day.
I'm not in...
After Jackie vomits on you, green.
What is vomit?
The whole one's got through it.
Everyone, yeah.
So, you're in the restaurant with a girl?
Yeah.
This is a friend?
Yes. No, I eat with enemies.
What color is your friend?
White.
Okay. I have to establish everyone's race in this.
What color were the waiters?
Yeah, what color are the waiters?
They were white, too.
They were all white?
Everybody was... Everybody had an accent, but everybody was white.
All right. So what was this, a Spanish restaurant?
No.
Arab?
No. It's a regular old American restaurant.
All right, just regular cuisine.
Yeah.
What did you eat for lunch?
I had salmon.
Was it?
Very good.
Was good.
Actually, I ate around a lot.
Well, come on, don't hold it against the restaurant.
I don't.
All right, so you had salmon.
How could you eat when you're thinking about that?
You had salmon with what, baked potato?
No, it was vegetables.
Dessert? And what did your white friend have?
She had duck.
Oh, so fattening.
Oh. Talk to her. I didn't eat it.
Guess she knew something. She knew the duck. Wow. So, your friend had duck. Is she thin?
Oh, God.
No, what's your friend look? Is she thin?
Not particularly.
No. Well, why don't you tell her?
I'll have you call her and talk to her.
Do I know this girl?
No.
Where'd you meet her?
I met her a long, long time ago.
You should have sat in the no mugging section.
Tip a little extra.
So you don't know about that section. I know that restaurant. All right, so anyway, so you go to the restaurant, and you're meeting a friend. This was a prearranged date, okay? And you're sitting there and talking about what?
My experience of the weekend.
All right. What was your experience on the weekend? Where did you go?
I went to Baltimore this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did have a major experience. No doubt. Conversation.
Well, yeah.
All right. After the conversation, you get up to pay? Is this one of those places where you pay by getting up?
No. We had paid you pay the check at the table.
Okay, so you were just leaving.
We were getting ready to leave. We'd already paid the check.
Putting your coats on.
We were about to get up from the table to go put our coats on when I realized my purse was gone.
It's not like someone put a gun in your face.
No.
I mean, it's just someone lifted your purse out of the... You misplaced your bag.
Oh, stop.
She does that. She leaves... She's one of those women that takes that bag, plunks it down, wide open.
Didn't you have her pictured at the restaurant?
She's acting. I thought that she had her...
Have you ever lost everything? Have you ever...
All right, I understand that, but better than your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Let me say one thing.
What is it,
I have
Baba
to get
Booey?
my license replaced.
I'm sitting in there and I'm going, poor Robin, that ring... They took the ring. They probably took her earrings.
Yeah, I pictured her like on the floor with her handcuffs.
Right. At gunpoint.
At gunpoint. That's exactly not. You better snap out of this.
It's 15 minutes later, and they don't know if they can move yet.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
Count backwards from 100.
What is
First
it?
Yeah,
of all,
right. A blindfolded. Her pants are off.
Right.
You do not understand what this is like.
No violation here.
Because, number one, first you have to convince the restaurant that your purse was stolen.
They don't
Nobody
believe it.
believes you.
Right.
Because, well, nobody was here. Nobody put a gun in your face.
Where did you put the bag? I know you. I know how you operate. She takes that bag, leaves it wide open around here. I go, Robin, not every... She plunks that bag
I don't
down.
have it anymore. Nobody can take it.
Now I feel sorry for the restaurant.
You imagine?
Where did you put your bag down? Did you bring it to the bathroom with you?
I didn't leave the table.
Where was it?
It was on the floor next to my feet.
Ah. Uh-huh. Now, do you have any idea who might have done it?
Those two bitches. No.
Right. What happened? Did they crawl near the table or come near it or start a conversation near the table?
No, so I'm sure they must have had little hooks or something, and while I was engrossed in conversation, because they weren't brought in by anybody, they weren't seated, they never sang, they sort of looked around like they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then, they sat down and spoke in their little foreign language.
So you were aware of them?
Yeah.
I don't get how they got under the table. You keep that bag, and you never keep it near you.
I did keep it
She's
near
you know what I'm talking about? She always throws that bag down.
Very trusting.
You're too naive. You're not. You need a man to protect you. She needs a man.
Jackie, I'm coming to get you.
Jackie would have been protecting you.
I'm coming to get you.
Leave her purse alone.
Wow. I mean, it must have been far away from you.
No, it wasn't.
Jesus. Boy, you had me going. I thought you were robbed at gunpoint.
Well, I was robbed.
You were robbed. You weren't robbed at gunpoint. It's a terrible thing, but...
All my credit cards, my driver's license...
Hello? Did you call everywhere? That's why you're exhausted.
Picked it up, taken money out of it, paid the bill.
You weren't molested by anyone there, were you? Panties and bras? Tell us everything. You must have put up a struggle. Something must have happened where your bra came off. Something sexy. Wow. So what are you going to do?
Make light of my situation.
Of course. Show are you on? What are you on? The McNeil Lehrer Report?
I'm going to some other show where they go.
Oh, the McNeil Lehrer Report. They would treat this very seriously. Well, it's a typical day in New York.
But the worst part, I haven't even told you the worst part yet.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Calling to report it. You have to wait in line.
What do you mean wait in line? Oh, you mean like they put you on...
Manager called the police department, got hooked to, and they were hooking him to the right department.
Yeah.
And he put the drawing 7 times.
Why did you call the police?
To report a robbery.
Okay.
What do you mean, why did I call the police?
Because what's the point?
Wait a minute, listen to this. Ring 7 times before somebody picks it up.
Robin, yours wasn't the only crime in New York yesterday.
7 times before somebody picked it up.
7 times? My God.
Now I feel sorry for the cops.
Careful.
And then someone picks up the phone and says, hello?
Yeah.
And I say, I'm calling to report a robbery. Well, you'll have to call back in 15 minutes.
Okay.
You're kidding?
Excuse me?
Did you tell who you were?
I said I was robbed. Well, there's somebody else who was robbed. I can't stop talking to them to talk to you. So I
What ethnic
gave
type was
the
that?
phone
Who said that?
back to the officer, the manager.
Could you tell what kind of cop it was?
I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I gave the phone back to the manager. I said,
Yeah.
here, you take this. And he came back and said, well, we'll have to call back in 15 minutes. So now I'm...
Because you realize... what's the...
And the restaurant is standing there going, well, gee, did you see him take your purse?
No, I'm hallucinating. It is amazing, but I know how you throw that purse down. What has this taught you? Never mind the story. What has this taught you?
Never to carry a purse.
No, that's not what it took. Belt around your waist, like one of those bags. And you had that on the floor. You didn't have it around your waist. You took? Oh my God!
I don't even.
By your feet. You couldn't put it on the chair next to you.
On the chair next to you, me.
Stick them right at the chair next to you.
Nobody stuck them anywhere. They came into the restaurant. They snuck into the restaurant.
Yeah.
And sat down.
Close enough that they could reach over.
And we were the only people there, and so they took the table right near us.
And did you think that was weird?
Yes. But, you look at people, you don't expect that they're going to run over and take your purse.
And you hear them speaking a foreign language, and you don't expect they're going to take your purse?
Now I do.
Well, that's better.
I want the borders
Now you
closed.
lost. Now you lost.
Stop. We got enough rats in this country already. Stop letting more people in.
I got to tell you something.
I'm sick of anybody who doesn't speak English.
Yeah, well, you're smart, because...
After 5 years of every time we hear an accent, us yelling guilty.
All right, she still hasn't learned. She's still liberal.
To be a good American.
Forget it. What is it, Baba Foey?
There's a police officer on the phone who can explain this scam, which is a well-known scam in the city, and it also explain the odds of Robin ever seeing her stuff.
Oh, I know.
Well, we know. That's why I wouldn't even bother reporting it. Hello, you're on the air.
We don't know about it.
Hello, officer.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
Not much.
So describe this to us.
Well, these women are what we call gypsies. They're all over the city. A lot of them live out in Queens.
Yeah, the gypsies.
And
I know.
What they are is they go around and they do this to people, and they are so slick at it that no one could see them.
And what kind of language is that they speak these days?
I don't know where they're from.
Right.
Some Latin country.
Right.
And what they do usually also is they stand on bank lines in the middle of the day, usually behind an older woman.
Right.
They get a razor blade and they slice the bottom of the pocketbook.
Right.
And they slip the wallet right out of the pocketbook without anyone knowing it. And this is in broad daylight.
Wow.
It's a very common experience.
How the hell they saw Robin's pocketbook? Like, how they zeroed in 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Is there a big window where you were sitting, Robin?
Right even before she probably walked in the restaurant.
That's right.
You know, I've been sitting there for hours.
You know?
You never know. They wait.
This is a very common thing. I'm telling you. It's they usually hit old women, and it's a shame because.
Well, Robin's no spring chicken.
They usually hit older women.
Could he say it one more time?
Yeah, could you say very old women?
Well, I wouldn't say very old.
Would you say in their 40s?
I tell you what, I thought Robin was slicker than that.
Very naive.
I thought she was
in many ways.
Smart.
Sexually, she's naive. And naive, very trusting.
Could you walk around with me and teach me, sir?
You are.
Where?
Join the club.
That's with you now.
So you're saying a lot of old...
Well, I wouldn't say the crowd. They usually hit middle-aged to older women.
Saying women who haven't had sex in like 7 years?
Yeah, who don't look too street smart, so I don't know.
Naive-looking women, they can pick them out.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a type.
You're making me feel so much better. Now I'm...
Well, I'll tell you, Robin, now you're going to be aware of it, and you're going to probably spot one of them doing it to somebody else.
I'm just going to sock anybody who has a foreign accent.
Would you say women primarily who don't get along with their families are...
Yeah.
You know what? Howard...
Well, robbed. It was the grand larceny.
That's grand larceny.
I feel better now.
Yeah.
All right, robbed.
Wow. Hey,
well, I didn't want him to take my purse.
Hey, let me tell you something, officer.
Yes.
I was, I'm watching TV the other night, 2 nights ago, and they had the press conference for the Jewish woman whose kid was weeping and crying about the crime. And I said, well, maybe now some of our legislators, instead of going after me and worrying about what I say on the radio in case I say penis too many times, maybe now they'll start to look into these so-called students who are over here from foreign countries who have been here for 10 years on something called the student visa. Some of these guys are 40 and 50 years old. That's who killed her son.
Yeah, I know.
And that's who these gypsies are.
And let me tell you, we're paying for the school for them.
Yeah, and the gypsies are busy stealing so they can. They got these kids here, and let me tell you about these gypsies. They're not citizens.
No, of course not.
They're gypsies. Where are these gypsies? These gypsies are here as what? Students?
Yeah. I tell you, they are. They're slick, boy. You can't catch them.
Nope, student gypsies. And it's a kind of crime where if, let's say they caught him by some freak thing, Robin, you happen to catch him in the act.
You know what, Howard? You know how you always say, don't take him to court?
Excuse me. Please depart. Excuse me.
Go ahead, officer.
I'm working right now.
All right. Well, you're doing a good job. You're informing the public about gypsies.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is another segment of society we have to look out for.
I got to go, right?
All right. Go
the
protect.
34th Precinct says hello.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Another hardworking cop. We just lost another cop the other day.
I know.
I believe it was the gypsies. Now, who was it? Who did it this time? It was up in... I don't know.
I don't know. I know
one of those
he was
ghetto
trying
areas.
to save some Dominicans who were in trouble.
Yeah, that'll teach them. I tell you something, it's a horror. Giuliani made a good speech, but what good does that do his family? He had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Good guy gone.
Good guy gone. Purse gone. Well, there you go.
Crime stacking up so high you can't. There's no time to report them.
7 rings, Robin, and call back in 15 minutes. That's unbelievable. Well, what are you going to do?
Wait a minute. You haven't even heard the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So then the 15 minutes goes by.
Yeah.
They call back.
And then you feel stupid for reporting the crime.
The woman gets on the phone.
Yeah.
Hello? Yes, I'm calling to report a crime. What happened to you? Well, I was sitting at a restaurant.
And they stole my bag.
Go on, I'm listening to you. And I said, excuse me, I'm not used to doing this, so I didn't know the procedure.
Oh, what do you mean? Why was she critiquing you?
Because I stopped, you know.
I see.
To let her, I thought if she's writing a report.
I'm trying to have a dialogue.
No, I just thought I'd give her time. You know how sometimes somebody asks you what's your phone number and it takes them 10 minutes to write it down?
You could be sure it took her 10 minutes to write it down.
Yeah, I know she's not writing anything because she just says, go on, I'm listening.
Right. Sometimes you feel like you committed a crime.
Then I say, okay, I was sitting at this restaurant having lunch. I had paid my bill, and so my purse I know I had. And then 2 women sort of wandered in like they didn't know what they were doing, and they sat down right
so you went through the whole story.
Table, and I did the whole story, but you have to listen to this because then once I finished the story, she says, what was the first question she asked me? How old are you?
I choose not to tell you.
And I said, I gave her my age, and then I said to the people in the restaurant, what's my age got to do with it?
Yeah. What, was she going to solve the crime?
That's on the form, miss.
Oh, boy.
I said, I wasn't talking to you. I was just making a little joke to the people who were standing with me. Well, I heard you anyway.
Oh, boy. Brunhilde. Well,
what is your birth date? Are you an American Caucasian or an American black?
Really? I hope you say Caucasian. It's not good if too many people know.
Would you report this crime, or would you prosecute this crime if it went to court?
Yes. You said yes, right?
Well, I said, what a stupid question. Why would I call? And then since I hesitated, would you prosecute this crime if it went to court?
Of course I will.
Yes.
Well, hey.
Jeez.
So wait a second. Hey, let me ask you something. How long did you take to report your credit card stolen to your credit card company?
Immediately.
Because sometimes on a fluke. Like my parents had their car stolen, and they actually caught the guy because the guy was stupid enough to drive around in the car for 2 days.
Yeah.
Sometimes on a fluke thing, if the person's probably going to take your credit cards and go around and right away.
Right. Try to sell them or make a big hit.
They might. Sometimes they get lucky if someone goes in. Now, unless these people are real pros, and it sounds like they are, they know not to use their credit cards, or else they probably just took the cash. How much cash did you have on you?
A couple $100.
Yeah. It's not the cash so much your money, it's your driver's license.
Right, yeah.
That's the worst part. The credit cards can be replaced.
Yeah, I'm really traumatized by having to go to the motor vehicle department.
And the other weird thing is they have your address and stuff.
I had to have all the locks changed.
Right.
Everything's been done.
Yeah, because then they show up at your house.
Right. I wish they would.
Yeah. You're ready for it.
Beat the crap out of them. They
How
would
old
never
were these
get
women?
in the court.
How old were these women?
They were older than me.
Were they dressed in long flowing skirts and like little tambourines? And
little scarves on their head.
Well, the cop knew just who they were, gypsies.
Yeah.
See? Now at least you've identified the perpetrator. All right. Well, that's very upsetting. I was hoping for a little more sex in the story, but what can you do?
No, never sex in my story.
No fun. Yeah, not even in your robbery. No forced entry there.
But that wasn't fun at all.
No. Oh, that's awful. Oh, I saw there was something going on today because you walked in very late. You were you were here past Fred. That's how I knew you were late.
Fred beat me to work today.
Yeah, Fred beat you to work.
And there was a cloud. There was definitely
there was a vibe being given off. Oh, yeah. You would have thought Jackie had done the crime.
They look like Jackie.
Yeah, his type of people.
He's a gypsy.
What kind of language is it? Is it almost like...
it was Hispanic. It was a Spanish language.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Sure. I could have picked them out for you. I wish I'd been with you. I would have warned you. So, Robin, I always warn you, too. Every time I see that damn bag of yours, I always say, Robin, close your bag, don't I? I always say, close your bag and put it on your lap. I always say that. You're way too loose with that bag. And you should see that bag filled to the brim with God knows what. God knows what those poor gypsies have to lug around with them now.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the gypsies.
They've probably got hernias.
You know what that bag weighs?
6 hours later for a couple $100.
I hope they enjoyed the sanitary pad that was there.
I was going to ask you, were there any pads or any weird stuff in your pocketbook you might not want the gypsies to...
No, just a sanitary pad.
Look at these.
Hey, what is this pad? This is a very big pad.
Heavy small.
Heavy small.
You can sleep on these.
Bad time of the month.
Pillow.
Hey, look at these.
Pillow.
I think they'd have the decency to return your pad.
Put a stamp on.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, you are another victim, and this goes on constantly. I told you about the time my dad was on a bus in New York City, and they, just as he was getting off the bus, you know how you get off in the middle of the bus, they have that exit?
Right, that middle back door.
There was a guy in front of him, and the guy, just as he's getting out, he bends over. And my dad was walking into him, and the guy from behind pushes him, so my dad is pushed over. He feels the hand going into the back of his pants to get his wallet. My old man screams to the bus driver, close all the doors. He turns around, he grabs the guy behind him, starts frisking him, and all of a sudden he finds his wallet on the floor, and the guy goes, hey, I'm going to complain here. You can't frisk me, you know. Hey. Meanwhile, it was him. He already had the wallet.
Of course.
So to this day, my old man carries the wallet in his front of his pants. And I like to practice trying to get it away from him.
I was going to say, looking for a better opportunity.
Yeah, but that'll teach you. You have to take that bag, and even you have one of those fag bags. You ought to take that and wear it around your waist.
Yeah, well, I've learned my lesson now.
Well, sorry to hear that. You'd think you were safe in the restaurant. You're safe nowhere. Not in this town. Make me your mayor. I'll clean up this city. Get rid of all the gypsies. Gypsies.
Never even heard of that.
Oh, no, there's a big, there's some decent gypsies, I imagine. How about that one that turned that guy into the werewolf?
The one that
Larry,
the one that points at the moon?
Yeah, Larry. Well, no, Larry, what was that guy's name who played the Wolfman?
Ambrose.
No, not Larry Ambrose. He's the one at the Arsenio show. What's that guy's name? Come on, Robin.
Larry Fine.
No, Larry Talbar? Talbert.
Lawrence Talbert.
Yeah, the gypsies turned him into a wolf. That's a drag. The worst is replacing your license. That's the worst of it. Once you pass that, you'll be all right. The cash, I mean, someone like you has got tons of cash.
Yeah.
It's the violation.
It's the principle that
you
can't sit in a nice restaurant even in this town.
That's true. I'm trying to convince those guys that you were robbed, too. Must have been incredibly interesting.
Oh, there was this one waiter who had an unknown accent.
Mm-hmm. He didn't trust you, probably, because you were black.
He was sitting there saying, look, miss, if someone is bending down to take your purse, you would notice.
Well, I didn't, okay? I feel stupid enough. Yeah. To be chastised by a guy with an accent.
So that never happened in that restaurant?
Just think, you were in America.
He was chastising me in broken English.
You were in America, and everyone involved in this case couldn't speak English. Isn't that amazing, except you? It's unbelievable. All right, I gotta go.
Where you go?
No, I'll beat you out the door.
And then you couldn't even call in and keep your strike going. I needed my...
No, well, Tom showed back up.
I'm very upset.
Tom was supposed to be out today, but I made him come back in.
Is that right?
Yeah, well...
Did you have a long conversation yesterday?
No, I haven't talked to anyone. It was going to be a long conversation today.
If I hadn't been robbed, I would have called you yesterday.
That's all right.
I was very upset myself.
It's all right. And your friend's purse, where is that?
She still has it.
Oh, she figures. Where was she? She probably had it wrapped around her head.
Around her neck like a necklace.
Oh, man.
What's the matter?
I got mine.
I gotta take a break. What is it?
You want to talk to, I hate to do this to you, Robin. You want to talk to a New York City cab driver who finds wallets all the time, and he can tell you, he says where he brings them and what they can do with what they got out of Robin's pocketbook.
You might as well be aware. All right.
You might as well, yeah.
Yes, hello?
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
They could take Robin's credit cards. As long as Robin waited, the time she waited, they got her credit cards, and they could max them out in less than 10 minutes.
Really?
Yes, she waited too long.
Well, let me ask you something. She, I go into a lot of stores. They do a check. And sometimes, the store owners are a little suspicious. They can spot these gypsies. Once in a while, there's a fluke thing. They kind of call in, and then all of a sudden they get the MO on them. Although the gypsies know to run out of the store once they start calling for too long.
Well, if they're pros, wouldn't they have fences like somebody fenced?
Yeah, they fence the cars.
Oh, yeah, they pass them on.
This guy said he knows where to bring a wallet to get everything done.
Oh, do you do that?
No, I'm a limousine driver. Last week I found a gentleman's credit card had 22. He left it in LaGuardia Airport. 22 credit cards.
Whoa.
And, so when I called him...
How much did you get for them?
I'm calling from Rio.
No, I really felt sorry for his LJ, but he has driver's license. He has his wife's owner's card to her car.
So tell us what they do with Robin's purse once they get it.
Well, they could take her driver's license.
Yeah.
Superimpose another picture on her driver's license, and now they got somebody they can bring into this country.
Ah.
Oh, no. Don't do that to me.
Another Robin Quiver.
Oh, no.
Robin waited too long. She waited there for the police to come before she got on the phone to start
No. I had my cards being called before the police even, forget the police. I didn't wait for them.
She's street smart.
Oh, well, she wouldn't have never...
Well, how do you mean she waited till? She did it right away. She reported it immediately.
Well, they could tell you, look, Howard, you can get credit cards. Those gypsies know, but we got the cards, boom. Let's go max them out.
When did we get gypsies in this country?
That's new to me.
Gypsies are supposed to be somewhere else.
Gypsies are like in Europe, like in Paris.
No, that police officer is right. They will spot the make. They'll come and get there. They said, well, look, let's sit down right beside. That was Robin. I don't understand why she didn't notice that there was somebody all the seats in the restaurant, they sit beside you.
Because she's very trusting. You don't understand the naivete that is Robin.
See, I'm not like you New Yorkers who immediately
she's too trusting.
Symbolize.
I see her with that bag.
I tried to be nice and
even here at work,
people to be people.
I have walked into rooms.
No longer.
You know how I know Robin's here?
Longer.
I walk into
Everybody's
rooms.
A crook and
be quiet already. I see that bag laying on the floor in rooms where she's not.
Well, I just feel sorry.
And Robin, she sits down in a restaurant, and right away these two women sitting here. She's a very big star. People gravitate to her. She thinks.
Oh, you.
That's it. People gravitate to Robin.
I'm gonna hit you.
well, tell Robin if she finds.
You know what I mean?
That goes right near your head.
Like any big celebrity. Right away, she goes, oh, this is typical. Someone aching to hear my every word.
You know what's scary, though? Is the way I pictured is they paid the bill.
Yeah.
And then sat there and yacked for an hour.
Right.
The hour while they're yakking, the gypsies are out painting the town with.
Oh, please.
That's the thing about it. She realized it too late that her cards were gone.
Well, what do you want from her? She was busy yakking.
Well, then if she finds there's another Robin Quivers running around here in New York, she'll know the deal.
All right. Well, you're scaring her now. I have to hang up on you, right?
I'm changing my name.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your very interesting call.
I have to be somebody else.
Here's a man who's very streetwise, Robin.
Make you feel better.
He certainly helped. All right. Anyway, we have to move on.
A car with your car.
Hopefully, your experience with the motor vehicles will be better than the average experience.
They could max it out in 10 minutes.
And 10 minutes, they max it out, and you'll be another Robin Quiver running around here with a whole
somebody else
bringing a whole family.
Yeah, in 2 minutes.
Meet the Quiver family.
They superimpose your face, and then you are finished.
It could be a guy, it could be a gal.
Your life as you knew it, Robin, is over.
Wait, you ain't Robin Quiver, that Robin Quiver.
I gotta go and tell the truth now.
Now, hold on.
Who bammed Robin Quiver?
Who bammed Robin Quiver? I be. All right, let's take a break, Robin. Obviously, you have shared your pain with us. And now that we've milked that story, Hey, thank God it wasn't an armed robbery, Robin.
Well, yeah, that's...
Then you really would have been shooken up. Then you wouldn't talk to Jackie for 2 days.
Hey!
Then we would have been on it till 8.
It's bad news. Sorry to hear that. But this is New York City. We are going to take a break, and we will be back.
That's some commentary.
Yeah, it's very sad. We'll